Practicing my TV appearance. One day, a guy made a most startling discovery and went to his local conditions and said, "Say, look, I'm not quite sure just what it means, but I've realized the weirdest thing," and went on to describe it, after which local conditions seemed most surprised and put off balance and swiftly encouraged the man not to repeat what he had seen to anyone. You might note that this kind of tale hardly, never ever, makes it into your standard storybook. The struggle. As long as you think one exists, one does. Now, that's the kind of story that's more like it, wouldn't you say? The comprehension. One way to tell that you still don't get it is by the fact that you still don't get it. Now, why can't we have lots more stories like that one? Huh? One day a man asked a mystic, "Say, look here, is all this stuff supposed to be funny or something?" Yeah. And to himself, the mystic thought, "Boy, this will make a swell story." One day, one man saw a book entitled Meditation, The Attempt to Stop Thought, and thought, "Gee, that's worth thinking about." And suddenly, to the complete surprise of everyone in the store, the book leaped from the counter and bit the man severely on the leg. As the medics were taking him away, a customer said to a clerk, "Do they even have a rabies kind of antidote to word poisoning?" In the more enriched reality perceived by the awakened, what is not caused by something else. All that is coming into continual creation as part of the ever-expanding nature of life. It is the mind's game to try and find what conditions are responsible for the occurrence of some specific event, a task at which it always ultimately fails, in the same way that the eye cannot conceive of how sight came to be. Without that certain shift and stabilization of consciousness, a man is forever left as a child on the playground, always, as he trips, crying out as he frantically points about that, "He pushed me." The awakened could even be thought of as a type of super scientist, one who sees the forces that drive the life of man, including, and in particular, his psychological one, to be as disinterested, unprejudiced, and non-personal as those routinely observed to control his physical one. It is, all in all, the dim, disjointed consciousness of man the collective, which perceives a world of cause and effect, and which takes what happens to man in that world personally. Those awake to what's really going on are somewhere else. Simple people believe that the only purpose of life is to live, a view which is far too simple. Sophisticated people believe that there is a much more complex purpose to life, and their view is always too complex. The real purpose of life is both simple and complex, a mixture never realized save by those whose understanding transcends both categories. According to one myth, the first god was that of